All right, welcome back to the shop where we fix people's broken stuff.
Yes.
So this is a chimney flap, a flue vent. This has something to do, I guess it's the flue block off plate for the back of a fireplace. That thing you move when you reach up behind a fireplace and pull the lever. I think this is the thing that's being actuated to close and open the chimney flue. However, you can see it's had better days. Now, we could just cut out the rust and replace it, but the whole thing's pretty rusty and it wouldn't be all that hard to remanufacture it. So this was attempt number one when I threw Tyler to the wolves and did not give him any advice. It is the right shape, but it's not. There's no extra material hanging off, so doing these little subtle bends at the end would be very hard because there's no extra material to fit in the die for the bender. So we redrew, too much coffee. We redrew this and added 1.5 inches on top and bottom so we can make our bends and then cut off the extra. That is plan number 2. Are you ready?
Yes.
Let's do some plasma cutting. What I'd like to do is, instead of trying to measure all this, I'd like to just, so we know that this notch that we made in our new piece is where the 3/8 rod is going to be welded to. So I can use that 3/8 rod to roughly approximate where this is in relation to this. So now I can see clearly right here where this dog leg, this S bend is from the old piece. So I'm going to transfer a line here and here onto our new piece and hopefully do the same up here to just telegraph those bend lines from the old piece onto the new piece, so then we know what we're working with. C1 here and here and here. So what those are, that is bend 1, bend 2, where it's cut off. So all this will be weight. We've got, okay, so the first bend happened right here, right at that cut. And the second bend, about 1/4 inch away, 1.25 inches. I'm amped up this morning, dude. Rode a motorcycle to work today. It's a good day to have a good day.
Oh yeah.
Match that one. Transfer it over. And then match that one. Transfer it over. So bend, bend, cut. Bend, bend, cut. And then this first line is lined up with the edges here. Although I'll need to do this on the other side at some point. This spin first. So I'm going to attempt to program some of this on the Titan 25T, but I need to figure out how many degrees that bend is, and there's not a whole lot of metal to measure. So let's do some eyeballing. Wow, it's hot. So this looks like 163. So if we're thinking about this, bam, 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 right? That's exaggerated. but this angle is 163 degrees from here to here. So logic would say that to get back straight, this angle here is also 163. That way this and this end up on the same plane. So that's what we got to program. So, new program. Flue vent. Okay. Add vent. Don't have a bend yet. Got to make the bend first. Home the machine first. So the key to programming this bender is to know what you're bending. So we'll go in here to create bend, and we will make a new bend move, untitled bend. We're going to go 163 DEG, 11 gauge. Okay. Punch is the gooseneck, extreme gooseneck 85-degree punch, which is written on the front. LS PBRK 3924. Okay. And the die is this guy, 0.630. So 4-way die plus riser, 0.630. Material type, hot rolled steel. Desired bend angle 163. Material thickness 0.125. Bend width, that's where we need to know this. So for the sake of simplicity, I'm going to say 25 and a half. 25.5. Now I need to subtract that number from 180. So I need to go 180 minus 163, 17 degrees. Because it threw up a warning saying, hey, that's too much tonnage.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'd noticed it over there. I was like, you're gonna have to minus that by 180 to
Yep.
get the number you want.
I had to get there. I got there.
Yeah.
So,
I just figured it was something with the machine that you needed that degree.
no, I've made that mistake before.
Yeah, otherwise that would be bending it way too much.
It'd be bending it like that.
Yeah.
So it says 26 tons. It's a 25-ton machine. I assume that's okay. So I'm going to go to this bend. I'm going to add a back gauge move. And I'm going to move the back gauge back 1.9 inches or so to this line. It's a little bit more than 7/8, so 1.9 inches. So if I hit run program, yes, that should move back to the 1.9 inch mark, which it did. And then I put this in here, like so. And let's run this. Hold these switches, and it'll get down into the, just above the material. You can see it closing. Okay, so now it's there. Looks to be in the right position. I don't know if the machine's gonna have a heart attack when I do this, but we're gonna try it anyway. Bend, 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 bend. Okay. Seemed like a lot of bend. I let off the pedal early. And it did it. Here's a real question. Is that 17 degrees? It looks like more. It looks like a lot more. That's sort of why I let off. I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah, we wanted 163. That's 148. Why it do that? So we unbent it a little bit. Now we're at 156.
So we need just a little more.
A little more. Hey, 161. I'll take that. So now, in a perfect world, I would be able to load this in the backside and do that bend. I say screw it, let's try it. It's not gonna like it, but that's okay. So one bend is obviously sharper than the other, and it could almost go a little more, but I think for our purpose, being that we're gonna cut it off so short, I think it's gonna work. Yeah, dude.
Sweet.
That's awesome. Now we just cut it at that bottom line and we're Gucci.
Awesome.
Kids still say Gucci?
I don't know.
Do your friends say Gucci?
No.
Oh, they don't even know who Gucci Mane is. So I changed it down to 15 as the smallest angle you can put it in. And then I made an overbend calibration of 10 degrees, stating that it was 10 degrees overbent. So it should bend it less now. So let's give it a try. I'm gonna clamp it. 2, 3. Okay, way too much. Why would it do that? It's like 45 degrees. That's so insane. We'll just have to go manual mode and unbend it.
Looks like we're gonna counter bend it once again.
Yep. Pretty slick. I think we have successfully recreated these weird bends. It's a little longer here, but hopefully that'll work. God, it's so close to being identical. That's gotta work, right?
Yeah, we have a little more angle on this bend
I
right
see
there.
it's a little up.
Yeah, but other than that,
Now what's left to do is weld these guys right there. All right, so Tyler's gonna do a practice joint with this piece of 3/8 and a little piece of angle. So if we're gonna practice, let's practice for real, right? We don't want this thing to pull this way or this way. So think of a way to mitigate that, or tack it while you hold it or something like that. Because if you tack it while holding nothing, it's gonna move. So I would maybe try to tack it autogenously and hold this with your left hand to see if you can get a tack on Perfect.
I need to do any on side.
I don't think so. I think that's plenty strong. You can if you want for practice.
Yeah.
You can reach that. Well, you do that stuff first, I guess.
Guys, do one all the way down.
Sure. All right, so there it is. We have recreated a vintage chimney flue vent from the past. We have brought back to life a rusty relic. Hopefully it's right. Hopefully it fits. There you go. Weird bends and all. We did it. There you go. Weird little job. Nice work. Nice welds.
Thank you.
On to the next one. Time to call the customer.